In this video, we'll talk about The Undertaker making his one dead man show an intimate affair with WWE's biggest moments. Have the kids born in the 80s and 90s seen the great Undertaker in any other light than the shadow of death? He looks like a literal Grim Reaper, and that's how we remember him. But it looks like we're about to see the legendary wrestler in a whole new persona and never before seen WWE details. First up, The Undertaker will be revealing some intimate details about WWE in his latest show. The Undertaker gave up entertaining the people in the ring in November 2020. Now, the wrestler has earned a well-deserved place in the WWE Hall of Fame, and no one's complaining. However, the audience and the fans are still not ready to let him go, and it gave the showmakers a wild idea. Why not show the notorious fighter in a more humane way? Why not show his soft side to the public? And so, Mark Calloway, aka Undertaker, was announced to be sitting down for a podcast-type show. Can you believe it? The great Undertaker taking and giving people advice and enlightening them with his opinions. Whoa. WWE had eventually convinced Undertaker to take a step into the podcasting world, and the audience got to see a side of the wrestler we've never seen before. Now, The Undertaker is going on another venture, and this time, he has his own show called The One Dead Man Show. Yes, that's the kind of name we'd expect from our favorite wrestler. According to resources, The Undertaker One Dead Man Show was set to premiere on the 29th of July 2022 at Wild Horse Saloon as part of SummerSlam week. The event will be held in an intimate setting, featuring the famous fighter sharing the never-before-heard stories about his days in the WWE. As a cherry on top, he will also be answering exclusive questions from the WWE Universe in attendance at the event. The good news is that the show will be making waves at its next destination, which is at New Theatre, Cardiff, on the 2nd of September 2022. The Undertaker will be hosting his one-man show, which will be part of the festivities for WWE Clash at the Castle. The tickets have already gone on sale, and it looks like people are going crazy for hearing the exclusive stories the veteran wrestler has to share. The Undertaker was recently inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame, which came after 2 years of the wrestler's retirement from the ring. The Undertaker played his last match at WrestleMania 36 against AJ Styles in 2020. The Cardiff show will mark the 57-year-old's first time hosting a show outside of the US, which will also feature a VIP meet and greet with The Undertaker. So come on, folks, let's start selling those iPhones. A bit about the show, so the audience isn't unprepared. It's a phone-free show. Yes, there's a strict policy against phones in the event, and their use will not be permitted in the performance space. It looks like The Undertaker might want to have a bit of face-to-face chat with the crowd. Upon arrival, the crowd's cell phones will be secured in individual yonder pouches, and they can access them in phone use areas only within the venue. Remember, if you aren't adhering to the no phone policy or health and safety compliance, it'll result in you being escorted off the premises and a little Hell's Gate from The Undertaker. Up next, The Undertaker talks about his famous Never Say Never line during his Hall of Fame speech. A possibility of The Undertaker coming out of retirement and giving a choke slam to a rookie wrestler at 57? Sign us up, please. Millennials may never want to see Undertaker out of the game, but unfortunately, he retired 2 years ago. But fans think that his recent statement might mean a ray of hope. The Phenom's Hall of Fame speech was kind of moving and had many parts where even grown men cried. But there was something that he said that fans couldn't let go of. The Undertaker said, "Never say never" during his speech, and fans interpreted it as a possible return to the ring. Looking back at WWE history, many WWE stars have come out of retirement, but the dead man was asked about what he meant, and he was kind enough to elaborate. The Hall of Famer said that this is the WWE and just never say never. Even when he thinks that he doesn't have aspirations of ever stepping back in the ring, he again repeated his words, "Never say never." This could mean a lot of things. Could The Undertaker be coming back in the Clash at the Castle? While the wrestler doesn't have any plans to come back, this industry is quite unpredictable, and you never know when your favorite fighter will make a grand entrance again. Coming up, legendary WWE wrestler spotted at Ric Flair's last match. Ric Flair is the Joe Biden of wrestling, and he just gave one of the best performances of his career in his last match. The veteran wrestler had a bloody fight, which was an event worth paying every dime. Fans were already concerned about his health going into the fight, but when he emerged as a bloody mess, a wave of terror went through the crowd. In that crowd, another celebrity was present, none other than The Undertaker sitting beside his long-term rival, Mick Foley. The Undertaker witnessed the historic event with his wife, Michelle McCool, and child, Kaya Faith Calloway. The jaw-dropping match occurred inside the Nashville Municipal Auditorium in Tennessee, where Flair was up against Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal. He teamed up with Andrade El Idolo, and we were just glad that he wasn't seriously injured. It looked like Undertaker also enjoyed the 73-year-old's performance. He must have been reminded of his own days. The Undertaker may be out of the ring, but he'll be on a chair sharing the most amazing stories in WWE history. So stay tuned. Related news, next up, Ronda Rousey takes a dig at WWE. Well, WWE isn't isn't perfect, and over the years, we've seen many professional wrestlers talk about the loopholes in the company. Ronda Rousey is the latest fighter to take a dig at the platform, addressing some major concerns in an otherwise brutal post. The 35-year-old former UFC star released a smacking post on Instagram, pointing out the reported budget cuts in WWE. Let's not forget that the gorgeous wrestler made her first appearance on SmackDown this week after she was suspended and fined last month. Since it's Ronda, she had to make her statement with style, and she entered the arena and emptied a bag full of cash. It was a gesture toward the fine she was issued by WWE, but she wasn't done. She took to Instagram and posted the picture of her and the cash to her 15.8 million followers and captioned it, "Use that cash wisely, WWE. Maybe it can help with those budget cuts." As a final touch-up, she also demanded WWE to bring back some asses for her to kick. Fans were quick to notice that it seems Ronda was upset about some recent budget cuts, which might have led to letting go of some of the fighters. But since Triple H's takeover as head of creative at WWE, many released fighters have returned, so it looks like things might look up. Next, we have a rising WWE NXT star talking about her tryout experiences. Formerly known as Roxy, the 20-year-old rising star has become a focal point in WWE NXT in just 7 months. Roxanne Perez recently signed with WWE, and now she's on her way to becoming a young WWE star. She broke out on the scene when she won her first ever NXT Women's Breakout Tournament. After that, she picked up her first NXT Gold after winning the Women's Tag Team titles alongside Cora Jade. In a recent interview, the wrestling protege was asked about her tryout experiences and the rise in the ranks at the WrestleMania 39 launch party. Roxanne replied that she started training as early as 13 and joined Booker T's Reality of Wrestling school at just 16. She went on to say that tryouts were a brutal business with so much competition, but she was determined not to quit. Perez went on to say that it was her dream and she wasn't quitting it because of a little hard work. Eventually she made it, and the youngster even received advice from none other than Bianca Belair, the undisputed WWE queen. Fans are looking out for when Roxanne joins the higher ranks. And finally, AJ Styles shared his experience working with Brock Lesnar. AJ Styles is one of the better WWE stars of recent years, and he's been a crowd pleaser for quite a while. The wrestler recently had a chance to work with Brock Lesnar, and he couldn't keep quiet about how amazing that experience was. Brock Lesnar belongs to a golden list of wrestlers, and even when the match AJ was talking about took place in 2017 at the Survivor Series, he still couldn't forget about their interaction. In an interview, AJ Styles said that Brock showed him great respect throughout the match and even told him not to jump between his German, or he'd throw him out of the ring. Classic Brock. That's a wrap for this video. Which WWE star is your forever and ever? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. We'll see you in the next one.